Hello everyone, my name is Destiny Harris and this assignment is for Introduction to Diversity, and I'm going to talk about the Israeli and Palestine conflict. So I first want to preface my discussion with the ultimate truth that I live my life through. I am a believer in Jesus Christ. I am a pastor. I love God, and I have a lot of love for Israel. So I will preface what I'm going to say with that. So anyways, how I feel the Israeli and Palestinian conflict should be is one of a great discussion, right? So if my history doesn't serve me wrong, I believe that the Israelis and the Palestinians, they come from the same pretty much lineage, right? So how I feel is they're brothers. They're brothers. They share in the Holy Land, right? And it breaks my heart to think of all the conflict that is going on in Israel and also Palestine. So irrespective of my religion or anything like that, I pray every day almost that there's peace in the land of Israel. And, Palestine is a part of that land, right? So if Israel and Palestine are at peace, then the whole world is at peace. Israel is kind of God's timepiece for the end times, right? So I don't want us to think, I don't think of hate when I think about this conflict. I think of it as two brothers having a disagreement. So what I would like to see in the future is Palestinians and Israelis coming together and seeing their similarities more than viewing their differences. They have a lot of things in common. They have Father Abraham in common. They have lineage in common. So it hurts to see that brothers are fighting. And I hope one day that there will be peace in the land and that everyone, either side, can come to a discussion, to a round table, and to say, okay, for the sake of our people, let us come to an agreement for peace at least, right? Whether it's the Israel side, whether it's the Palestine side, whether there is war, God forbid there would be war. But I have a love for Israel, and I pray that we can come to mutuality, right? So we can find our commonalities and find what we have in common instead of worrying about, the politics of what we don't have in common, right? I hope and I pray that the Israeli and Palestine conflict comes to an end. I pray that persecution on either side stops. I pray for peace in the land. Above all else, regardless of who's wrong or who's right, it doesn't matter. But if we can come to a sense of agreement, then I believe that world affairs will be better. I believe that, Middle Eastern affairs will be better. I believe that we can all get along. And maybe that might be far away. Maybe there may be war in the future. But I hope and I genuinely want peace in Palestine, peace in Israel. And regardless of anything, peace. I hope and I pray for peace. Thanks. Have a good night.